first coffee. Welcome to our third episode of Talking Pest Management. We're again in Germany at Futura, and today we're talking to a very special guest from South Africa. Her name is Eileen Slabbers. That's her. She's Divisional Director at EcoWise. EcoWise is one of the most renowned companies in South Africa, specialized on high-end food sites, farmer sites, AIB certified site. She's a professional in IPM and integrated pest management. She knows everything about green and digital pest control and has a great vision for the future. Today with Eileen, we're talking pest management. Enjoy. Hi Eileen, good to see you.
Hi, fantastic, good to see you too.
Thank you for joining into the Talking Pest Management. I would love to give you a couple of minutes to introduce yourself to the audience. So Eileen Slabbers, South Africa, EcoWise, what do you do?
Oh, I do basically everything in pest control. I just love pest control. I've been about 23 years in the pest control industry. I studied for a health inspector, environmental health. So I sort of accidentally ended up in pest control with HACCP implementations, and yeah, I just love it.
Eileen's been over in Germany, I don't know, like end of last year, right? And I know you're a frequent traveler and always curious when it comes to new methods of pest control. And the perception of Africa, I mean, South Africa is something differently, but when people hear South Africa, they think like mediocre pest control. But everybody who's ever been to South Africa knows it's completely different. So maybe you give people a little bit of a take of what South Africa in terms of pest control means.
Oh, definitely. It's not like we've got the big five here that we have to kill. I think it's basically the same as throughout, when I was visiting Germany, I noticed the large amount of flies that's out there. And in South Africa, I mean, if somebody sees a fly on a food in a display area, they will just lose it. They will not buy that product. They are extremely strict in South Africa. So we have to follow like very strict methods here because we export a lot of our foods to Europe, to the EU, to America, and especially our wines, from Cape Town, in Cape Town. But I do travel through South Africa, and we've got a branch up in Namibia as well. So I do travel up to Namibia, been to Swakopmund as well. Mm-hmm. And the food factories in South Africa is very, very high standards because of the export to the EU. Mm-hmm. So we have to follow it, and we have to make sure we keep to all the regulations, make sure we follow the IPM programs, the integrated pest management. We have to ensure that, the food is safe, and we have to keep the pests away, and basically very, very strict in South Africa. What a lot of people don't think,
Yes, I know.
And our food standards are very, very high.
Yeah. Even, I mean, if you compare, like you remember visiting a supermarket or a food site in Germany compared to South Africa, of course the high quality food sites are equipped with a lot of, electric fly killers. But in the supermarket in Germany, you would maybe see one or two. In South Africa, it's full of them, especially the fly thing, and the perception of people of a fly in South Africa is completely different as a pest as in Europe, for instance. So, but speaking about the sites that you deal with, there's a lot of AIB and I think IFS sites as well. How did you manage to transform that into non-toxic sites with your business?
Obviously, through your AIB standards, they are quite strict. They do inform you that you can't use like toxic baits, obviously, inside. But in South Africa, we haven't been using toxic baits inside any premises for, I think, it's basically now 18 years that we definitely don't put any toxic baits. We now even at the stage where we actually do non-toxic blocks around the outside perimeters. But due to our droughts, and especially Cape Town and Namibia, we do have the issue of the rodents coming towards the premises, not finding food. So, we have to think of that as well, because now we have to make the choice. Do we put the food at risk, or are we going to place the toxic bait on the outside? So, because some of our food factories are like in a mountain area, like in Komiki area, that's a beautiful area in Cape Town, but it's covered, there's mountains all around. So, we've got even baboons that come to the food factory. And we have to make sure, the baboons and so forth also stay out, because they would also want to get into the food factory itself. But wherever we can do non-toxic, inside of all our food factories, it's completely non-toxic. So we use catch traps, live catch traps, where we train our clients to do the inspections and to check it daily, and to inform us if there's any mice or rats caught.
Perfect. As you guys see, very, very front running. I know that you've also tested some of the NaRa products, right? The NaRa Sprayer, I think you had great success with.
Yes, definitely. We have seen they love the meat in South Africa.
Yeah, the meat aroma.
The meat one. We have tried the chocolate, but I don't know. It seems like South Africans, rodents don't like the chocolate, the Nutella. But we're still trying it out. But the meat definitely, because we've got quite a few clients in the poultry industry. So we have tried it in the poultry. There it actually worked very well. We've tried now the meat also in dry facilities, like where they make dry goods products, and it worked also very well there as well. So in the meat and in the dry environment, both times it worked very well.
It's good to have a range of non-toxic alternatives, right? When you want to go green, you need to have a bit more than just the regular ones. And I think the big
because now in South Africa we do have a problem of tractants to the snap traps at this stage, because obviously peanut butter is not allowed in the food industry because it's an allergen. We do find that some clients, they're trying to take matters in their own hands, and then you will get there and see people placing peanut butter everywhere, and it's a big no. They should not do that at all. So it's a safe option for us. We know it's not an allergen, that's in the NaRa spray.
Yeah. Do you know that the NA in NaRa stands for non-allergen? So it's actually been made for non-allergen sites around the world from the very beginning. And spoiler alert, in the third quarter of 2019, by the way, NaRa is going to be made out of 100% biodegradable polymer. So that's really an advancement. We've been doing a lot of science there the past 5 years, but now we finally, with no quality reductional stuff, we have found a perfect formulation. But just a quick spoiler for you. What would be your quick take on digitization in mouse traps, snap traps in general, also live traps for other animals? What's your take on that vision for the future?
Definitely, it's going to happen. It's we already in South Africa has got the scanning, the digital. It's just going to be a mindset change. Definitely, it's for us. We do find it's a mindset, and but it will take a year or two, I would say, and then there will be almost no paperwork involved.
Yeah, no, I also meant not only paperwork, but the digitized, traps with sensors, remote traps that report 24/7.
Yeah, it will make it more interesting, I would say, because now, we can wait till the next day maybe. So I think it might put extra stress 24/7 on staff, your staff that's physically doing the services maybe. So we can only see, but I can see definitely a future for it.
What would be, like, my last question would be, as always, what would be your vision for the next 5 to 10 years in pest control? What can people learn from, what is your vision in South Africa for your business that you direct at EcoWise? And what do you think are the key things pest control business owners or food manufacturers should think about when thinking about pest control in the next 5 to 10 years?
I think definitely making sure that you're treating the right pest. So many PCOs or pest control operators make the mistake of not identifying the type of insect. Or rodent. I do find out that is the biggest mistake with everybody. They just assume it's a type of stored product pest, say it's the rice weevil, and then it's actually your sawtooth, or it could be your flat grain beetle. And the same with rats. If you don't know which species you're controlling, it is going to be so difficult. And too many people just want to also use pesticides as the first option. Yeah. And it shouldn't be. And sanitation and cleaning, I cannot talk more about that. I mean, I walk into so many sites, and then I want to ask somebody, you know, you must be glad you don't have an elephant inside this food factory, because really your doors are standing open, and then people will complain, your clients will complain, oh, they've got rats, they've got mice, but they're not closing their doors, they're not sealing off the holes. I mean, like, I've seen now also quite a few posts about people using the foam to close holes. I mean, the foam, they eat right through it.
Easily.
And I think it's educating your client. I mean, so many don't know that rats can enter through toilet areas. Yeah. Closing your toilet lids. Making sure you've got self-closing devices on your toilets, you know. Making sure you don't have gaps bigger than 1 centimeter for rats. For mice, it's 0.5 centimeter. Closed doors, closed openings. And they come through ceiling areas. They are just so clever insects.
Yes.
People
IPM.
don't understand.
It's still underrated,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
IPM, we talk about that for so long, but it's still underrated. I think the educational process of getting your client in the boat and giving him the knowledge of how to do correct IPM, that's still something that's so important. So what would be your take on how would digital and green affect the next couple of years? Like green alternatives and digital products?
Yeah, I think it's changing people's mindsets back to, listen, there's other options and there's better options than just putting toxic bait down or spray toxic chemicals, because, I mean, everybody always wants to run and just kill it with a pesticide. And, I mean, I always say clean first, sanitize, and then place your non-toxic methods like your NaRa, like your non-toxic NaRa blocks, all these traps that you can use. I mean, because in the end of the day, you don't want to place toxic. That is your last resort. Mm-hmm. And that's what we do here in South Africa, and that's what EcoWise group and company is doing. We want to look after the environment. Mm-hmm. We want to make sure, these food for our owls and all of those, and we don't want to kill them at the end of the day.
That's a perfect closing sentence. I will put your EcoWise website in the video so people can contact you.
Thank you very much.
Eileen, no, thank you for the time. Thank you for the lovely talk. It's been great for people to learn about what you guys do in South Africa, and really are way more front-running than people would perceive. Thank you for that. And
we hope to get your products all up and running here in South Africa very soon.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Okay.
Thank you so much, and have a great day. Good talking to you.
You too. Okay, bye-bye.
Take care. Bye, Eileen. Thanks.
Bye. Okay, bye.
Bye. That's episode number 3 of Talking Pest Management. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe to our video. Make sure to hit the bell icon so you will get notified. And I would also appreciate if you like or comment on the video so we know how to obviously the sound quality wasn't perfect, but at least I think you understood what she said. And I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe our channel and like and stuff like that. As always, follow us on Instagram. And see you in the next Pest Management. Bye.